Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Vande Guru Paramparam. We are in Kathopanishad, third Valli, and in this, one moment, have we done the 10th verse or have we done the 11th verse? Anyone remembers?
We're just starting on 11th verse.
We are starting on 11th verse, okay.
Yes.
So I got the pages the other way around, that's why. Mahata param avyaktam avyaktat purushah paraha purushanna param kinchit sakashta sa paragatihi. Mahat tattva, the total person, the Hiranyagarbha, the womb with all possibilities. All possibilities means the entire universe, the womb of the universe in the unmanifest form, that is Mahataha, Mahatattva, and finer than that, or the cause of that, or greater than that, Mahatattva is the Mula Prakriti. Another word for it is Avyakta. It is unmanifest. It is called total unmanifest. What is the difference between Mahatattva and Avyakta? In Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb, all the seeds are there, just like in a passion fruit. Each seed has the possibility of becoming an entire tree with and giving fruits for I don't know how many hundreds of years. But it is an unmanifest form. Whereas Avyakta means there is nothing in it, not even the seed. That is Avyakta. That is the basis. So that is the cause of Mahat Tattva. Then, and beyond Avyakta is the Purusha, the conscious principle, beyond the absence, beyond the unmanifest, beyond the Shakti, beyond the Maya, Avyakta. These are different names. Avyakta is equal to ignorance, Avyakta is equal to Maya, Avyakta is equal to Prakriti, Avyakta is equal to total unmanifest. And beyond that is the Purusha principle, which is the conscious, pure consciousness. And Purusha na param kinchit. And beyond the Purusha, the pure consciousness, there is nothing, Now don't imagine that now we have gone through two verses. This is beyond this is greater than this, and we have gone. Now what is greater than Purusha? Nobody is greater than Purusha. You cannot say there is anything after that, because he is all pervasive. He is the only one. Sa kashta sa paragatihi. This is the height. Sa kashta parakashta. Kashta means the epitome, the summum bonum, the maximum you can go back. This is the ultimate you can go back to. And that is the worthy goal to be achieved, to be surrendered to be realized by the seeker. Who? The Purusha principle. Now when we say it in these terms, this is greater than that, that is greater than that, that is greater than that. You imagine there is a journey. So this example is given only because you feel that there is somewhere to reach. And as long as there is a desire, just like in Nachiket's mind, there is a desire to know that which is beyond. What did he ask? What is that? Some people say there is consciousness after death. Some people say there is no consciousness after that. Is consciousness a word? Is I a word in our mind? Yes. But are you the word? Are you that alphabet I? Are you a thought in your mind? Or are you the one in whose presence the thoughts are coming and going? The one in the presence of whom all activity and unactivity is happening, manifestation and unmanifestation is happening. What is manifestation? Dream and waking. What is unmanifestation? Deep sleep. Then what is your position? Purusha. You are by nature that supreme Purusha. And what are we living as? Miserable. Infinite being we are by nature. And living in a shoe of 5 or 6 feet. How painful it will be. With every step, ooh, ouch, oh nahi, oh please, don't you have a bigger size? This is our state. So quickly realize, yes, if you think it is hard, it is hard. If you understand what has been told here, or in Bhagavad Gita also we are seeing the same thing. It's instantaneous click. But the click happens by grace. Grace is available 24/7. But you have to be in the radar. If the sun is available 24/7, but if you don't open the window, what can you do? The airwaves are available, the mobile signal is available 24/7. But if your phone is closed, what can the mobile signal do? And then you complain, why the signal is not coming? Why is a SIM card ही नहीं डाला? What is that SIM card? That is the Lord's name. You have to contemplate. Then you will be connected. SIM card is a number. What is your number? Your number is I want the world, or your number is Hari Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Om, Om. It was told in this Upanishad, it was told the number to dial is Om. Now keep the phone on. How do you keep the phone on? Keep thinking about it. Keep contemplating upon it. With every breath. Have we done the Bhashya of 11th? We haven't done, na? संस्कृत नहीं किया उसका. हाँ. महतोपि परम सूक्ष्मतरम प्रत्यगात्मभूतम सर्वमहत्तरम च अव्यक्तम. Greater than mahat, api, indeed. Here api means indeed. Indeed, mahataha, the hiranyagarbha, param sukshmataram. Greater than the mahat, sukshmataram. Subtler than the mahat, tattva, meaning the hiranyagarbha. प्रत्यग आत्मभूतम सर्व महत्तरम च अव्यक्तम. प्रत्यग आत्मभूतम. So it is pratyag atma. Everyone knows it. Everyone has experienced it. It is pervading everywhere. There is no place that this avyakta is not. Avyakta, unmanifest. There is no place that the silence or the absence of the deep sleep is not. It is everywhere. Out of that only the waking and dream came out. Deep sleep is the cause, waking and dream is the effect. And what is the second rule? The cause alone pervades the effect. The cause alone appears as the effect. So deep sleep state, a state of nothingness, a state of void, a state of absence, a state of nothingness, it alone is giving rise to the waking and dream. Waking and dream are not happening outside the deep sleep, which is your experience at the moment. The waves are not happening outside the ocean. Ocean alone is expressing as waves. The ornaments are not happening outside the gold. Gold alone is expressing as the ornaments. So when the ornaments are melted, where have the ornaments gone? They have become unmanifest. So when we use the word manifest and unmanifest, that is with reference to nama rupa, with reference to name and form. Name and form in the waking and dream. In the waking, they are gross manifest. In the dream, they are subtle manifest. In the deep sleep, they are unmanifest. So greater than here. But here we are not talking about one deep sleep. It is this. Avyakta is the source of all deep sleeps. Is the basis of all waking, dream and deep sleep. The greatest is greater than this mahat is avyaktam. Sarvasya jagatah bijabhutam avyakruta nama rupa satatvam sarva karya karana shakti samahara rupam avyakta avyakruta akashadinam vachyam paramatmani ओतप्रोत भावेन ओतप्रोत भावेन one moment ओतप्रोत भावेन समाश्रितं वटकणी कायामिव वटवृक्ष शक्तिः. So what does he say here? He says this avyakta is the seed of the entire jagat. seed of the entire Jagat. Jagat means what? Root, shoot, branches, leaves, flowers, fruit. How many? From the moment the shoot comes out, how many it will give? Excuse me. How many?
Infinite.
Infinitely. It will go on. Just like your life is going on infinitely. You find yourself now for 30, 40, 100 years. After that, it will continue going. Just because one big. So, avyakta is the seed. And it is the, here it says, where are we? And it is the basis, it is the foundation of the whole world. This we are explaining because we consider ourselves to be a part of this creation. We consider ourselves to be the body with the senses, mind, etc. Therefore, the teacher, the Yamarajji, the Dharmaraj, the teacher, he is explaining to Nachiket, who wants to know the truth, who wants to know the Purusha, who wants to know the Paramatma Tattva, the Brahman, but he is objective in nature. And when person is objective and not subjective, some story has to be given to such a person's mind. And best story is as given by the Upanishads, because these Upanishads were revealed to rishis. They are the biggest, the most deepest story. Even though Upanishads give you direct direct knowledge about what the truth is, even though they cannot reveal it, but sometimes the student asks such questions and the analysis has to be given. And it is not a figment of imagination of some fellow. Upanishads are not imaginations of some fellow, some rishi. No. They are apaurushaya. The Vedas, the Upanishads, they are apaurushaya. They are not a imagination. They have not been written down. They have not been created by any Purusha. Purusha means a person. They have not been created by any person. They are apaurushaya. Purusha, apurusha. Purusha is a person, apurusha, no person. So there is no order to these Vedas. Yes, that knowledge has been put into the mouth of Yamaraj, but this is how it was revealed. You think the first man who was born, he knew who death is? In Europe, they were still living only 300-400 years ago, 300 years ago. They were still living with the belief that the world is flat. See? So this knowledge, if it has come into our ambit, if it has come to us unasked, we are exposed to it, we are understanding even an iota of it, understand there is an unimaginable grace that is flowing towards you. You are only listening, I am even talking. Why it chose us to speak and talk and engage? We must be grateful. It is divine grace. out of billions and billions and billions of people. Here we are. How many? 10, 12 of us sitting here every Wednesday contemplating on Kathopanishad. Don't take it very lightly. नहीं ये तो ऐसे ही है. I only put the Zoom on, I only put my password, and then I only make the will to speak and listen. No. There are n number of ways to be distracted and confused and be lost. But we choose to come to listen to the Upanishad. It cannot be your doing. Because left alone, the moment satsang over, you see what your mind does to you. We all know it, right? So if it has, for whatever reasons, call it discipline, call it enjoyment, call it gracing Swamiji by your presence, whatever, it is his grace. So here it says, Sarva Karya Karana Shakti Samahara Rupam. So all, what is this unmanifest? Unmanifest is the substratum. So unmanifest is the foundation on which or within which the entire cause and effect is playing its game. Understand, water is water. Infinite water. You have given it a name, ocean. You have given the water name, a wave. You have said ocean is the cause, wave is the effect. Ocean alone is expressing as the waves. When the wave dies, it becomes one with the ocean. But where is the ocean and the wave? Is it in the water or is it imagined in the water? From water's point of view, is there an ocean and a wave? No. But you are seeing ocean and a wave. Where is the ocean and the wave existing? It is existing in its own absence. So all cause and effect. What is the cause? Parents are the cause. This body is the effect. Sun is the cause. Day and night is the effect. Life on earth is the effect. Sun is the cause. Moon is the cause. Tide, because of the moon, the high tide and the low tide. Again, where has it all? Where is all this cause effect existing? It is existing in the avyakta, in the unmanifest. And here another example is told. Avyakruta akashadi nama vachyam paramatmani ota prota bhavena. And an example taken is akashadi. So where is this space? This space is, this avyakrita is like the space. Where is that space? That space is, here example, the akashadi nama vachyam, akashadi, the various names. From out of this avyakta alone, the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jal and Prithvi have come. All the directions have come. All the variety has come out of that only. And just like, another example, just like from the all the variety of the tree of a banyan tree, huge branches, huge trunk, so many thousands of leaves, and thousands and millions of small seeds. And where is this huge banyan tree? Where did it come from? It came from the seed. And you break up the seed, what will you find there? Empty space. Avyakta. Such a huge mango tree comes. Have you ever broken a mango seed? What is inside? Nothing. Every seed is empty from inside. And where are we? So in this way, here it says, Vacham Paramatmani Otaprota Bhavena Samashritam Vatakarnikayam eva Kayam iva Vatavriksha Shaktihi. So just like the entire power of the banyan tree is pervaded by the Shakti of the Paramatma, similarly the entire cause and effect is pervaded by the Avyakta. Now we'll go beyond Avyakta in the next verse, in the next line. Tasmad avyaktat paraha sukshmataraha sarva karanat akaranatvat pratyagatmatvatcha mahatcha ata eva purushaha sarva puranat. Compared to that total unmanifest, that which is pervading even the total unmanifest, that which is pervading even the total cause and effect, which is existing in the Avyakt. What is pervading the Avyakta also? What is pervading the nothingness also? What is pervading the unmanifest also? Can unmanifest exist by itself? Can nothingness exist by itself?
No.
Why?
Because when there is nothingness, there is nothingness at all. But to say the word nothingness, there still has to be something.
Someone, not something. Someone. Who is that someone? Purushaha. Some person has to be there, isn't it? The word for person is Purusha. So whether you are waking, dream and deep sleep, who knows in the waking plane, who knows this waking world? I know, you are the Purusha. But when you take all the three experiences, waking, dream and deep sleep, who knows? Still I know. But when you analyze it, waker cannot come to know. Dreamer cannot come to know the three. Deep sleep cannot come to know the three. But yet your experience is showing you that you know the waking experience, the dream experience and the deep sleep experience. This is your direct experience. Every moment, even at this moment. Who is that? Who is present? Whether there is a manifestation or there is unmanifestation, who continues to be the constant one, and that is the Purusha. And that supreme person is greater than the Avyakta, is greater than the total unmanifest. And it is just like Avyakta was the Atma of the cause and effect, this Purusha is the Atma of the unmanifest also. Pratyagatma, each one, as we have gone from gross to subtle to causal to total unmanifest to Purusha, each one consecutively is the Atma of the previous one. If you want to remember again, the Atma of the senses were the sense objects, the tanmatras. The Atma of the tanmatras was the mind. The Atma of the mind was intellect. The Atma of the intellect was the total intellect. The Atma of the total intellect, the total person, or you can say total intellect is also the Hiranyagarbha or the Mahat Tattva, two words for the same thing. The Atma of the Mahat Tattva or the Hiranyagarbha is the Avyakta, the total unmanifest. The Atma of the total unmanifest is the Purusha. Sa Kashta, Sa Paragati, Sa Kashta. And let's see, we will keep reading the Bhashya. Tatah anyasya parasya prasangam nivarayan aha purushanna param kinchiditi. And tatah, therefore, anyasya parasya prasangam. So what he say is that the one who is 100% completely without any deterioration, without any becoming less or becoming more, that tattva which is always present in everything and everyone is the Purusha Tattva. And because it is another word, the definition of Purusha is Purishayanat iti Purushaha. Puri, this is the city of 10 gates. This body is the city of 10 gates. This is called Puri, the city of 10 gates. Shayanat, the one who is sleeping in this, or the one who is residing in this Puri, in this city, he is called the Purusha. Purishayanat iti Purushaha. And he is the subtlest of all, and therefore greatest of all. Sarva ata eva, where are we here? And then it says, what did it say? Tatah anyasya parasya prasangam nivarayan aha purushanna param kinchiditi. That because it is present in everyone without any lack or without any loss or without any gain, and therefore taking that as the benchmark, that we say that beyond the Purusha na kinchiditi, Purushanna param kinchiditi. There is nothing beyond Purusha. There is no cause of the Purusha. There is no one greater than the Purusha. There is no one subtler than the Purusha. Yasman nasti purushat chinmatra ghanat param kinchidapi vastvantaram tasmat sukshmatvam tasmat sukshmatva mahatva pratyakatmatvanam sa kashta nishta paryavasanam. Because this Purusha is chinmatra ghanat, chit ghana matra. It's full of consciousness. Purusha. Now don't consider here the Purusha as this body. What is the meaning of Purusha? तुम अपने आप को बोलते हो ना, मैं पुरुष हूं, मैं स्त्री हूं, मैं ये हूं, मैं हूं. अब now get out of that Purusha स्त्री, male female. Now you are coming to take this body. Then what is the Purusha and what is the स्त्री here? All the instruments. The body, the senses, the mind, the intellect, the total intellect, the unmanifest mind, all this is the stri. All this is the prakriti aspect. And the Atma, the unchanging one, is the Purusha aspect. And here it is told that, and this Atma, this constant principle, this unchanging one, this complete one, who is residing in this Puri, in this city of 10 gates. 10 gates, you know, na? Two nostrils, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth, navel, anus, and genitals. 10 holes, 10 gates. He is, what is his nature? He is of the nature of consciousness. Chid Ghana. Ghana means homogeneous. Homogeneous mass of consciousness. It is homogeneous mass of consciousness, never becoming less, never becoming more, and therefore it is the only thing that there is. And then it says that param kinchid api vastvantaram tasmat, that, and there is nothing outside it. Outside this homogeneous mass of consciousness called Purusha, there is nothing outside it. It is all that there is. Water is all that there is. There is nothing outside the water. The ocean is not outside the water. The waves are not outside the water. The icebergs are not outside the water. It alone is. And because there is nothing outside it, there is nothing separate from it, because it is even pervading the total unmanifest, the total absence, the total nothingness. It is said that it is the subtlest that there is. There is nothing. And this is the height of subtlety. There can nothing be finer than this Purusha Tattva. Remember, what is the process from verse 10 till now? We are going, the senses are gross, the tanmatras are subtle. The tanmatras are gross, the mind is subtle. The mind is gross, the intellect is subtle. The intellect is gross, the Mahat Tattva is subtle. Mahat Tattva is gross, the Avyakta is subtle. Avyakta is gross, the Purusha is subtle. And at Purusha we come and stop, because there is nothing else subtler than Purusha. You are understanding what we are saying?
Yes.
And this is the Parakashtha, Sa Parakashtha. This is the height. From Purusha's point of view, there is no game going on. If you are in the snake and the ladder game, once you have successfully finished the game, then there is no fall and there is no rise. Isn't it? Once we have come to this Purusha principle, then there is no fall possible. There is no fall possible from there. अत्र हि इंद्रियेभ्य आरभ्य सूक्ष्मत्वादी परिसमाप्ति. So from the indriyas till this Atma, we have come to the conclusion of the subtlety, the fineness. We have systematically brought you to the subtlest of the principles. अतः एव च गंतृणा सर्वगतिमतां संसारिणां पराक प्रकृष्टा गतिः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते. गीता अष्टमोऽध्यायः इति स्मृतेः. Therefore, अतः एव च गंतॄणां सर्वगतिमतां संसारिणां परापरिकृष्टः. So he says that the one who comes, this gati, this purusha, once we come to this conclusion of purusha, which is beyond the samsara, which is beyond the journey, that is, or we can say it is the ultimate destination. There is no destination after this. Because see, when we are living in this world, I told this last week, that in this world we are continuously moving. We are moving in the world from morning till now. How much movement you have done? When you think you are in silence, the mind is moving. वो भी बदमाश चुप नहीं होता. When you want to go to sleep, still it doesn't stop. Gives you a dream. There also movement is going on. And if you say, I have gone to sleep and अच्छा चलो भाई नींद आ गई सो जाते हैं, but before you know, you are up again. So we are continuously shunting. Shunting में पता है क्या होता है? The locomotive goes to the front, comes back, again goes to the front, comes back. Just shunts. Not reaching anywhere. We are doing the same thing. Shunting between waking, dream and deep sleep. Shunting between being the father, the mother, the daughter, the sister, the brother, the husband, the wife, etc. etc. बस गाड़ी शंट हो रही है. Not reaching anywhere. We have to reach through recognition. And what is the recognition? That the basis of all this is the Purusha principle. So here it says that that this Purusha is the Prakrushta. Prakrushta is Utkrishta, is the greatest destination, is the most worthy destination to be pursued, to be achieved, to be worked towards. Sarvagati matam samsarinam para prakrushta gatihi. And once you reach there, the Bhagavad Gita declares, Yad gatva na nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Bhagavad Gita in the 8th chapter, 21st verse says that once you have reached this Purusha Tattva, once you have reached this substratum, this homogeneous mass of consciousness that you essentially are, that this Purusha essentially is, then there is no return. Na nivartante. Yat gatva na nivartante. For us, from sleep, there is a return to waking. From waking, there is a return to dream. From dream, there is a return to sleep. Every role that you are playing, you are confused which role I should be playing, which is more important for me. Is the father role more important? Is the husband role more important? Is the son role more important? Is the friend role more important? Is the sadhak role more important? Is the vairagya more important? Is the ज्ञान more important? सब जगह confusion ही confusion अपने दिमाग में भर के रखा हुआ है. And the rule is, as long as you think about the world, there is no conclusion. But when you think about the Lord in the Bhakti Shastra, or you think about this Purusha Tattva, then there is no world to return to. Once the river meets the ocean, it cannot go back to become the river. Once the ornament melts and recognizes that it is the gold, or even it doesn't have to melt also. There's no going back to being an ornament. When you, as an individual Purusha, because there is life in you, there is Atma in you, but you are thinking this Atma is with reference to the body. बेड़ा घर को हो गया और क्या. नहीं sir, I am smarter than that. What is the smartness? No, I am not only with reference to the body, with reference to my wife I am husband also. तेरी की गया काम से और पूरा गया. With reference to my husband I am the wife also. और गया. And who are you? Who am I? Homogeneous mass of consciousness. Chit Ghana. Chit is consciousness. Consciousness is knowledge. I am homogeneous mass of knowledge. Nothing is lacking. I don't need to know anything. Have I discovered that status of mine? Or we are just thinking, I am a papi, I am a sinner, I have done so many wrong, this, that. So you have got more faith in your actions than in the infinite principle. But recognize this, that anyone who comes to know this Purusha Tattva, this Chit Ghana Tattva, which is the most pervasive, understand one more rule. Remember what did we say? Here the whole Sukshma, Sukshmatara, Sukshmataram. So it's the superlative. Subtle, subtler, subtlest. Fine, finer, finest. Good, better, best. What is this Purusha Tattva? It is the finest, it is the best, it is the subtlest, it is the greatest. And that I am. Anyone who comes to know this, for such a person, there is no coming back into this samsar. Such a person is called Jivan Mukta Purusha. See how beautiful it is. This Purusha is another name of the Absolute. It is present everywhere without a break. Everything comes and goes, but it remains the same. Nothing is, it does not get affected by anything. So in this manner, we come to this gradation which was shown to us by the Upanishad, it can be, This Purusha Tattva can be gained only through self-control. All those self-control techniques were told before. Some of them were told before. And but remember that this tattva cannot be gained through willpower. The willpower, is like, it is like it's like a battering ram. It's like the bull, he just looks down and he keeps going. Whoever comes in front, khair nahi uski. Our will is like that bull. I want to achieve it. I want to get it. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to achieve the Purusha Tattva. How I am not understanding? I will understand it. Na. This will does not work here. Understanding will work. And the understanding is that this Purusha Tattva, I already am in essence. What will be practiced, what desire will be practiced by a wave to know the water? How much willful effort will an ornament perform to know that it is gold? How much effort, how much sadhana, how much pranayam and how much yoga and how much meditation you are going to do to realize that you are the Purusha principle? You are already that. Recognize. So here will doesn't work. So this whole gradation was explained so that we look at this gradation subjectively and come to this natural conclusion that through all this journey, which was the journey of gradation was given cause and effect, and the ultimate cause, the Purusha, beyond which there is no other cause. This story is going on within you. While listening, you go from subtle to subtler, from subtler to the subtlest, to the Purusha principle within you. And see, the whole gradation process is to show that we have control over senses. Initial stages, that we have control over senses, and we can control the senses by our mind. We can control the mind by our intellect. Isn't it? Karo, shuru karo. Then as we come to understand that mind is senses and the mind are controlled by the intellect, then automatically you become to higher possibilities. The higher possibility is the Virat Purush, the total person. That is the Mahat Tattva. In which all the physical universe, the Virat is the cosmic person. But cosmic person also has all the possibilities are there within it. The relative possibilities. And then the Virat. What is the source of the Virat? The source of the Virat is the cosmic mind. Another word for the cosmic mind is the Avyakta. The total unmanifest is the cosmic mind. And what is the cause of the cosmic mind?
Purusha.
If you use the word Maya, Shakti, etc., then it comes as Ishvara. Because Purusha alone became Ishvara and Shakti, isn't it? So, whose cosmic mind of whom? Mind cannot exist by itself. It has to be someone's. Can your mind exist by itself? It is my mind, it is your mind. So, cosmic mind of whose? Cosmic mind of Ishvara. And who is beyond the Ishvara? The Purusha. Another word for Purusha, Paramatma. Another word for Purusha, Brahman. This is the journey. And it is within your capability, capacity. Within you, it is within you to come to this destination. Let's not delay it. And how will you come to know this Purusha? When you do this, it comes across as Atma Sakshatkar. Atma Sakshatkar means you become directly available to yourself. Atma Sakshatkar is like when the mirror is clear. Well, that is a limited example. Forget the mirror. Take it out of the equation. No mirror. Atma Sakshatkar is like
He is looking at us, the eye.
but it cannot look at the eye. Yet you know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yet you know the eye is there. But eye has a form, eye has a quality, eye has a purpose, it can only see, it cannot hear, etc. But this Purusha Tattva has got no limitations. It has nothing is lacking in it. For it is the one. It is the absolute. And once we come to this Atma Sakshatkar, this itself is realization, this itself is Jivan Mukti, this itself is God realization, and the first step to come to this destination is go beyond the senses. Right now, we are the slaves of our senses. Go beyond the senses, go beyond the mind, go beyond the intellect. The whole journey, I can keep repeating it many times, but you got the point. And that is what yoga is telling. What is yoga saying? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. It did not go, no, first do samadhi, then your senses will come under control. No. First you live correctly with the world. Then you live correctly, live with discipline with yourself. When you live correctly with the world and live correctly with yourself, automatically your senses have come under have become purified. Yama niyama. If you do these two steps genuinely, you don't need to do any of the other, how many? 6 steps. You don't need to do it. You don't need to do asana, you don't need to do, what do you call? Asana, pranayam, you don't need to do pranayam, you don't need to do pratyahar, you don't need to do dharana, you don't need to do dhyan, you don't need to do samadhi. Why? Because you have done the first 2 correctly. And the conclusion of doing the first 2 correctly, because we are in the world. We are not interacting with the world correctly. We are not living life with ourselves correctly, with discipline. And therefore, what is the third step? Asana. Asan means the one who is sitting in happiness. That is called the true asan according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra definition. Sukha asit iti asanam. How does sukh come? How does happiness come? When you are not at the mercy of your senses. When you are not yama, when you are not disturbed by the world, not disturbing the world. So, world has left you alone. Second, when you live a disciplined life with yourself, then neither the world becomes a problem, neither your body, breath, mind, intellect, they become a problem to you. Such a person is content. Contentment is samadhan. This samadhan is sukha. He who is established in this sukha is truly doing the asan. Now, after attaining the happiness, why do you need to do pranayam? Why do you need to do pratyahar? Why do you need to do dharana, dhyan, samadhi? You don't need to do it. You already reached the goal. But because we have not done it correctly, then we are told, oh, why it is not happening? Acharya, thoda tum kutte wala asan karo. Gardhavasan, sarpasan, bhujangasan, कुक्कुटासन और थोड़ा हिलाओ अपने आप को because you are so used to activity. Okay, rather than doing activity in the world, you do activity in your body. When you get exhausted, yaar abhi bhi my khujli to do be active is not going. Acha, do pranayam. Still my activity is not going. Acha, do pratyahar. But if you do as now, what is happening? From the world you came to your body, from your body you came to your senses, from your senses and mind you come to, that is pratyahar. You control your mind from going out of your senses, that is pratyahar. Now you slowly and steadily take control of your mind. That is dharana, dhyan. And going beyond the mind is samadhi. Going beyond the mind. Here I am using the word mind for mind and intellect also. And that is the gati given here also. This practice also must be continuously done by a seeker. On one hand, you understand through the Upanishads. On the other hand, you do your regular practices. It should be a multi-pronged approach. Eat sattvic food, interact properly with the world, live a disciplined life, control your senses, engage your mind in japa, engage your intellect in contemplation, practice dhyana abhyas, meditation on a daily basis, morning, evening, as many times, short spurts. As this momentum builds up day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. It's not a weekend business, it's not once a week. Then nothing is going to happen. So this entire gradation process which was told, it's a meditation. Contemplate on it again and again. Keep repeating it in your mind on the seat of meditation again. Slowly, it will start unfolding. Some pertinent questions will come. I am repeating it. Yeah, subtler than the senses is the tanmatras, subtler is the mind subtler than the mind is the intellect. If you keep repeating it and you are consciously doing it, one day it will click. Yeah, I am only repeating it. Why? Is it only a thought process or I should be living it? The moment this thought comes, it's clicked. Things will start unfolding by themselves. We try to control the mind. See no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil. Someone sent me a WhatsApp message. These are the three monkeys: see no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil. What is the fourth monkey doing? He is not practicing any of the three before. Yet all the three are getting practiced. He is having a mobile in front of him. The fourth monkey. When he is looking at it, he doesn't see anything evil. He doesn't hear anything evil. He doesn't talk. Hey, Swami! No answer. When we shift our attention to this Purusha principle or the God principle, divine principle, automatically the senses come under control. Automatically. A live example for you is the moment you think of sleep, automatically the senses come under control. They become introvert. Mind comes under control. More powerful than sleep is our Purusha Tattva or the God principle. The moment you start thinking in this manner about that divine, about that absolute, or whatever in your consideration is divine, let it be someone with form. Begin from there. It's okay. But the moment you think about him genuinely, with surrender, with the understanding, not as an objective pursuit, but as a subjective, that he is the source, he is the one who's expressing through the senses, through the mind, through the intellect. He is the source of everything. Automatically everything comes under. So when we see the chariot, that is the example given here that we are looking at. When we see the chariot, when the intellect is surrendered to the Lord, in Arjuna's case, the intellect is the seat of the intellect. Intellect is, who is sitting on the charioteer seat? The Lord himself. So Arjuna can never go wrong. Can never go wrong. Who is sitting in your intellect? Is the wife sitting in your intellect? Is the children sitting in your intellect? Is the world sitting in your intellect? Is the ego sitting in your intellect? Or is the divine sitting? A deep conviction that essentially I am of the divine nature, and if I am not knowing that right now, find different ways to come to know your own divinity. Accept it. Surrender to it. Contemplate on it. The verse 10 and 11 help us to do that. When we are doing bhajan, kirtan, we are singing the glory of the Lord, or when you are absorbed deeply by taking the name of the Lord, for example, or for example, right now you are deeply absorbed in this satsang, are your senses wanting to see something else? Is your mind wanting to see some serial at this moment? Are you getting distracted by anything? Even if you are getting distracted, you bring yourself back to the talk, satsang. Even more so when you are with yourself. When we are deeply in love with the divine theme within our bosom, the senses cannot go out of control. This is the chariot example we are talking about. Don't forget the context in which this whole thing is coming. We are analyzing the chariot. And in this way, so when we are in a holy place, when we are in the presence of holy men, that the deep, intense sense of being in the presence of divinity, in the presence of God, in the presence of greatness, this overpowers you. You don't know from where it comes. And without you wanting anything, automatically your senses withdraw from the world. Without any yoga, without any pranayam, without any exercise, voluntarily the senses withdraw. देखो. And how much energy we spend in doing japa, how much energy we spend doing yoga, how much money, forget about energy only, money also. All these things are, all we have to do is remember the divine, subjectively. And naturally we get attracted to such places. So when we go on a pilgrimage or we are walking around and we come across some people, अरे चल यार मेरे साथ अभी स्वामी जी आ रहे हैं, आजा आजा आजा, आ गए. Oh, it was such a divine. Someone pulled you, you went, अरे, and you felt great. It was a fluke. It was a trailer. Yoga, abhyas, meaning sitting with yourself. Yoga means union. You are in union with yourself. Is a conscious, deliberate withdrawal. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadhayet. Raise yourself by yourself, in yourself, for yourself. This is the way. It's a conscious withdrawal. Deep sleep, every night you go to sleep, it's an unconscious withdrawal. There also senses are coming under control. Their senses are withdrawing. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting is withdrawing. Speaking is withdrawing, except snoring. All imaginations in your mind also are withdrawn. Including the sense of I is withdrawn. But it's an unconscious withdrawal. When the same unconscious withdrawal is allowed to take place with consciousness, by you remaining awake, that is called yoga. Conscious withdrawal is yoga. And where do you go and after withdrawing? The steps were given in verse 10 and 11. The steps are given, that is the gradation. Go from gross to subtle. So, a seeker must make a deliberate attempt, not leave it to wishful thinking that when it happens, it happens. Maybe that's what we did last life, that's why we are still here. जब होगा तब होगा, चलो कटक गए. So as long as we think we are an individual, till that time the individual must make a deliberate, conscious withdrawal or withdrawal from the senses, from the mind, from the intellect, and so on. Excuse me. The senses can perceive the world, but the senses cannot see what is behind the senses. The mind can see the senses, but mind cannot see what is behind the mind. The intellect can see the mind, but intellect cannot see what is behind the intellect, which is the total intellect. The total intellect can see all that, the total cosmic form, but what is behind it, the unmanifest, the total intellect cannot see. The unmanifest may or may not come to know the possibility of the expression of the total intellect, but it cannot see its source. What is its source? The Purusha Tattva. So take this journey within you. Don't live a life of default. Live a life of conscious existence. नहीं तो वही तकिया कलाम चल रहा है रोज के रोज. ब्रेकफास्ट में क्या है, लंच में क्या है, डिनर में क्या है, आज कौन सी शॉपिंग करनी है, आज कहाँ पे सेल लगी है, वेयर इज द सेल टुडे, वेयर इज दिस, वेयर इज, सेम थिंग डे इन एंड डे आउट, डे इन एंड डे आउट, डे इन एंड डे आउट. हाउ लॉन्ग? इनफ. And in this manner, now we come to the 12th verse. And in the 12th verse, the Sambandha Bhashya says, Nanu gatihi चेदागत गतिः चेत् आगत्य अपि भवितव्यं कथं यस्मात् भूयो न जायत इति. A doubt is presented by the student or by the in this. What is that? The doubt is towards the Purusha principle, the Purusha Tattva. He says, the student is saying, wherever there is destination, wherever there is movement, and if you are getting towards wherever there is movement and you reach a destination, there should be return from destination also. You know, whenever you book the ticket, there is a return ticket also. It's not, you have a choice of one way. I'm just saying, but here the student is saying that if I am going to deep sleep, I come out of deep sleep. There is a return to waking. This is at the relative level, this is our reality. That we go to dream, we come out of dream. We go to deep sleep, we come out of deep sleep. When we become the husband or wife, we unbecome the husband, we become the father. Then we unbecome the father, again we become the husband. So here he is saying that once we have that once we come to the Purusha Tattva, the Purusha principle, we must be able to return into the world. This is his doubt. This could have been your doubt also. That once I come to realize, then I will do this, I will do that, I will live like this, I will live like that. Then, katham yasmat bhuyo na jayate iti. See, when we say there is death and there is birth, it is return. So here he is saying that when it comes to Purusha principle, why there is no return from there? Because normally it is katham bhuyad yasmat bhuyo na jayate iti. Why does it say yad gatva na nivartante? Why is it said that having reached the Purusha Tattva, there is no return? This is the question that is asked. This is the doubt that is presented by the student. Towards that, in the 93, 94. Where am I? It's a long one. नैष दोषः सर्वस्य प्रत्यग आत्मत्वाद गतिः एव गतिः इति उपचर्यते. So the teacher answers, नैष दोषः, there is no fault here. When it says yad gatva na nivartante, in that statement there is no fault, there is no mistake. नैष दोषः सर्वस्य प्रत्यग आत्मत्वाद avagatihi eva gatihi iti upacharyate, because the Purusha, the principle, the Purusha Tattva being the Atma, the immediate Atma. Pratyag Atma is immediate Atma. It is immediate Atma of everyone and everything. So, understanding this, from that point it is being told, see, by coming to have the knowledge, coming to the knowledge of the Atma. And what is that? That is called Atma Bodh. Atma Bodh means knowing the self. And where is this self? It is the self of everything and everyone. No thing is searching for Atma. Someone is searching for Atma. You are someone. So it is your Atma also. It is your essence also. It is the substratum within you also. That Purusha Tattva is the Atma within you. And what are you thinking? I am the body. Have you thought that I am the Atma? Chit Ghana, homogeneous mass of consciousness. So when we think that Atma is a destination, why we think Atma is a destination? Because we have not accepted that we are the Atma. We think we have to do something to get to Atma. And because you think there is a journey, therefore it is told that there is no return in this journey when you reach to the Purusha Tattva, when you reach the Atmic principle. We are not telling this to Atma. This we are telling to the person who believes, who is convinced that there is a journey. It's a hard journey. It is a difficult journey. For such a person, it is told that there is yad gatva na nivartante. See, sometimes we misunderstand. Suddenly we want to think from the higher standpoint. Then from higher standpoint, there is no world only. From higher standpoint, from absolute standpoint, it's Chit Ghana. It only consciousness is. Something close to that you can experience in deep sleep, only ignorance is. Nothing else is. क्या कैसी हुई नींद? बढ़िया थी. क्या देखा? कुछ नहीं. क्या सुना? कुछ. What did you hear? Nothing. What did you see? Nothing. Did you have a dream? No. Then how can you know it? नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं था यार. Chid ignore, not chid, utter ignorance. Thank God it is temporary, only for few hours. But this Purusha, we get a glimpse of it in Samadhi, temporary glimpse. With this understanding, if you go into Samadhi, there is no return. Then that Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, will become Sahaja Samadhi. What is the time? We'll leave it here. We'll come back to this next week. Now, in the 12th verse, the method of yoga will be told. Conscious pursuit of the Purusha Tattva. That is what we are talking of yoga as. So we'll look at it in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly for a few moments.